Catching, we have Jordan Thompson, one of the brothers that we mentioned. At first base, we have Kyle Pike. Second base is Luke Smith. Shortstop is William Baker. And over at third base, we have Zach Maggs. In left field, we have Oscar Hyde. Alex Skepton is in center field. And in right field, we have Nick Hawkins, with the DH being Quinlan Blaskovich. So for those who were listening last week, so you can see there's a few position changes. Players getting a chance in different spots today. So you'll see different positions rotating through different positions, getting chances across different players as well. And just also, whilst I'm on the microphone here, I'd like to also talk about our umpire for tonight. So our home plate umpire for tonight, we have John Proper. At first base umpire, we have Carla Pinder. And at third base umpire, we have Michael Bates. And our scorers for tonight are Michelle Bell and Connie Stojkovic.
And they're in the single-sided tent tonight.
Yes.
No, they were in a walled castle last week.
They were indeed, keeping themselves hidden from everyone, where so we can see them.
Certainly
See them
were.
in their dark arts.
And I must also make mention of the scorers here tonight and the scorers last week and the association generally, that we are occupying their scorers box here at Bannister Park, and we're very grateful for that. It would be very difficult to set up all of this electronics and broadcasting from under a tent. Would not work at all for us, I'm sorry. But grateful to the scorers for gracefully giving up their very lovely room up here in favour of us broadcasting from it. And they're down there under that tent, and they look comfortable enough tonight. I've provided them with electricity and a light.
Okay, so we've got the Yardbirds. Is that Lachlan coming up? Lachlan Wilson's coming up to bat. And
Later on, Taya's going to bring us some interviews,
Yeah.
probably into the game a little bit. We'll let this game settle in first, let us settle in, and we're able to do some interviews maybe out in the field at the end of the game, or maybe
Nice.
between innings or just behind the back net. Got another microphone down there ready to go. And we believe that Donald Lutz will be gracing us with his presence very soon. He is heading to the ground, and once he gets here, guess what he's going to do first? Get some food.
Get some food.
yeah, it's great to have that that food truck out there.
Well, he's a growing boy,
Oh.
and he needs his sustenance. The
So-
food truck last week was a schnitzel truck.
So Lachlan reaches first base there on a hit by pitch, which brings up the shortstop, Jackson Grounds. Just also a notice of people that would like to be following along with the other game for today, which is the Assassins versus Lumberjacks. It is being live scored, so if you go to the Baseball Queensland website, go to the Futures page, and there'll be a live score link. The score is currently 1-0 to the Assassins in the top of the first.
Now, I can see here in the comments on the YouTube live stream that some people have had some trouble with sound. We'd love to hear if you can hear us now, and
we can.
who
That's
you're
all sorted.
watching. Yeah, and who you're watching, and who's your favourite player, and what club you're supporting, and what players you're supporting. So I can see your comments, so we'll be able to. Oh, we've got the baseball feed in there for the other game, so that's really good. You can click on that and have a look at that, and let us know what you're thinking of the gameplay and the players, and tell us any crazy stories. That'd be great too.
I must say, you probably didn't miss much when you couldn't hear me introducing everything at the start of the day, but Nick was able to reset everything, and we're ploughing away nice and loudly at the moment.
So Hayden just showing off the lefty pickoff there, keeping Lachlan close at first.
Jackson
I did got a
Grounds.
comment from Donna. Thank you. Got sound. Excellent. Thank you very much. And Ezekiel, I think it is. Go, sir. Excellent. Okay. Thank you very much for that.
Jackson Grounds steps back in again. We're missing the speed gun tonight.
We are. So yes, I believe Ezekiel will be here cheering for the catcher for the Jethawks, which is Jay Myers. So Jay works at Runcorn State High School as a part of their baseball program. So
There you go.
you might have a few of your students ducking in here tonight and supporting him, like we have Ezekiel coming in there
Great
now.
work. That was a great out pitch there by Hayden Snell on Jackson Grounds. Just painted the outside edge of the plate and took a little bit of pace off it, but sent Grounds back to the dugout.
Oh, it takes a throw to second. Oh,
Oh, he's stolen the base.
He has. And he's actually lifted the base up off the ground.
Took it right out.
He's actually got it in his hand still. You can't get out if you've got it in your hand, can you?
So at bat now for the Yardbirds, we have Sam Campion.
Runner at second in scoring position. 1 out. Jackson grounds. Campion stepping in.
The catcher was pretty quick off the mark though.
It's a good
It was
throw.
close.
Yeah. Little up. You got to be right on the money there. It's a second.
Oh, Julie Garner has said, "Let's go, Jay." Well
Yes.
done. Oh, slid into third.
No play from the catcher. Just left him alone.
Did a Superman slide into third
Certainly did.
on the belly.
Unexpected high risk play.
So Julie will be another one here, Sporting J.
Especially the left-handed batter in the box. It opens up that third base side for the catcher to throw to as well.
It's a nice swing, but it didn't connect. He's blaming his helmet for that, missing that one, obviously.
Bad helmet. I love it when players throw a helmet off into the dugout and everything. A bad helmet.
Well, Sam's one of these players that you'll find that a lot of these players don't wear their hats under the helmets, whereas Sam's one of these ones that has the hat on. Sometimes he just needs to realign it so it fits comfortably on his head.
Nice pitch.
And a great curveball there from Hayden. That gets the second out of the innings. So we still have a runner on third base. And that brings up the DH for tonight, Lockie Roberts.
Two very good out pitches there. On one on grounds, one on Campion right there. Roberts the DH role tonight. And of course, on the back end of the game, we tend to see a few changes in the field.
So Hayden's going to have to try to play very defensive pitching for this one. A DH and runner on third.
Yep.
No score for either team, so they really want to try to keep it out.
Yeah, so I was talking to the coach there before, so talking to John Carlstein, was saying that, yeah, they had some injuries last week they had to deal with very early on. So, touching wood, none of these injuries early today to make these changes that confused us trying to figure out who was batting where there last week.
Well, it was, yeah. Fastball outside again. He's got good speed variation. Early days here, though. Always a few challenges setting up a broadcast like this, isn't it? With the lights not on, we were working in the dark for the last half an hour. That made it a little bit tricky.
Ooh.
So he just added that little bit more speed, a little bit lower in the zone, and got the swing going.
Is that full count now?
Yes.
He'll take the walk, won't he?
Yeah. That was a good battle between
All
the
the
two
wa-
of them.
Towards that beautiful golden moon that's like rising over there. It's like a full golden moon out there. Waiting for the planes to fly past it.
I got
On the
up
way to the airport.
out of bed this morning about 5 a.m. and the moon was just going down in the western side. So it took all night to get over that far.
Amazing. So is this Ryan Woodrow then?
Yes.
So Ryan's coming into bat, lefty. See if he can get some of those guys in from first and third. What's that guy doing on first still? Should be on second.
Not just yet. Lefty on the mound.
Ooh, that was close.
Yardbirds obviously trying to put some pressure on here. They want to get a run across the board early.
Yeah.
I think last week they scored 3 runs, didn't they, last week? Yep.
So Hayden just missing on the outside corner there, so it's a 3-0 count here on Ryan.
It's going to try to avoid loading the bases though. So now, loaded bases. Walk to first. It's probably not what you really want, but
I really should stop giving him a rap. because that's the curse of the commentator.
Sorry.
Give somebody a rap, turns around on them. So I'm not saying anything.
So the cheer squad will be going off in the section now. So I think we have Donna, Ezekiel, and Julie here. So Jay's coming up to bat now. So Jay Maline's been a part of the Brisbane Bandits program recently as well. Represented Griffith University for some uni sports games as well. And yeah, currently working at Runcorn State High School as a director of their baseball program.
Mm. They're not going to make it easy for him, are they, with that one?
He won't want to walk a run. There's 2 out here. He's just got to get a ground ball or a strikeout if he can get it. But the 2 outs he's already got are on strikeouts. Then he's had 2 strikeouts, then 2 walks. Hit by pitch on the leadoff, of course, never helps.
So it's up to the Yardbirds to make the most of it right now.
Here's the challenge. Matt operating the scoreboard online again tonight for us.
So 3-2 count here on Jay. So 3-2, 2 out, loaded bases. Perfect situation.
First run of the game. Jay Myers walks. Is it from...
The catcher and the coach is coming out to the mound.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Coming. So Lachlan Wilson crosses the plate for the opening run of this game here in the bottom of the first inning for the Yardbirds. Yardbirds go ahead over the Jethawks by 1-0. 2 out though, but bases still loaded from walks.
So on the comments, Unga has said, "Come on, Jay." There's lots of cheering for Jay. I can see here.
Okay.
It's all very good.
Well, Jay Myers is standing at first, so everybody would be happy.
Yeah.
Okay. So a bit of a change. Hayden Snell has come out of the game in the bottom of the first
Ah.
with 2 out. Number. And welcome back. Change of pitcher there. Number 16, Mitch Hewson. You can see on there right now going through his warm-up routine. And as I said, Yardbirds batting in the bottom of the inning. It's only the first here. They lead 1-0 with 2 out. And Kaylin Van Hilst will come to the plate.
Do we know which clubs that the players are from?
Yes.
So,
I can tell you if you ask the question.
so Mitch.
So Mitch Houston is from Pine Hills. So you'll see some of the guys will be wearing their club hats.
So all of them.
So Mitch is from is from
yeah.
Pine Hills.
Okay.
So Kaylin at bat here now is from Carina.
Mhm.
As he misses that first pitch there from Mitch.
Off the end of the bat. Drives it to shortstop. Can he get the out? He goes to
Yes.
first. He gets that out and shuts down this attack. That was a forced play, so no run will score. So Van Hilst on a 6-3 ground ball. Shortstop doing a fantastic job and getting that third out. Shuts down the attack. And after one complete here from Bannister Park, it is the Yardbirds leading the Jethawks by 1-0.
So I wanted to mention Flash Graphics, seeing that's the graphic that's up right now. Flash Graphics are a Fortitude Valley company that have done the banners and all of the things on the fences, lots of teardrop flags and banners and things like that. They also do, I found out today, they also do poster prints and photo prints and art prints. So you can go to flash.com.au for Flash Graphics.
Sounds good for a little bit of marketing and get all those graphics out there for people. We've been presented with some of their stuff on screen, and we've got more coming from not only the sponsors that we'll be putting up there and some live reads that we'll be doing throughout the weeks of coverage. We've also got, of course, the partners for Baseball Queensland. Baseball Queensland wanted in particular to mention their partners, not necessarily sponsors as such, but partners. My Ball Club live score software is provided by Michael Zambelli in San Diego, California. So big shout out to them, to the My Ball Club live score software system. And also down on the Gold Coast, Jace Farmer on the Gold Coast provides us with Sports Club HQ, the membership and competitions software. So big shout out to those guys, Sports Club HQ and My Ball Club live score.
You got moth.
I opened my wallet.
Yeah.
So we head to the top of the second inning. Is that still Ben
Yes, that is
Walmsley?
still
I guess
Ben
it would be.
Walmsley now.
Yep.
So Ben is currently playing for Redcliffe, I believe. He started the season last year at Windsor Royals and then moved across to Redcliffe. The catcher Joe Myers is also from Redcliffe. So that's one of the clubs that has a few players out here. So you've got Kalen is from Creena at first. Lockie Wilson's from Redcliffe as well. Jackson Grounds at shortstop is from Windsor. Zach Maggs is another one from Windsor. So you can see there's quite a few clubs that might be dominating teams, but all these players are spread across the different clubs.
So we're starting off with Kyle Pike, the first baseman. So he's up to bat.
Fourth in the lineup, so you would like to think that he will get something out there.
And also see a shout out to the coaches. So at first base coach here for the Jethawks, we have John Carlstein and we have Nick Boyes at third base coach.
Swing and a miss there from Pike. Word is that the new uniforms are on their way.
Yes.
May be ready for week 3, but definitely week 4.
Yeah, I've heard, possibility for next week, but yeah, definitely will be here for week 4. So you'll see all the players in their new fancy uniforms, hopefully for the game next week.
You'll have to get all the new numbers then.
Don't worry about that. They'll have sponsor logos on them as well.
Wonderful.
That's all being sorted out at the moment. Massive strike out there on the lead off of Kyle Pike.
Yeah, throwing it around the horn now. They're all excited about it.
One up, one down, brings Jordan Thompson to the plate. Catcher for the Jethawks. A little bit less of a crowd this week than last week. Certainly here. They might all be at Carina tonight. Of course, we did clarify last week these games are limited to 7 innings or 2.5 hours, whichever happens first. See if they turn the game around fairly quickly. It could be shorter than 2.5 hours, but maximum 2.5 hours. That saves everybody for their weekend club ball when that's all in full swing.
So weekend club ball, so starts the 9th, the 10th. So Div 1 starts on the 8th of October, and then all other senior grades start on the 10th, with juniors starting on the 9th.
So this is a very good lead up to the regular season.
Indeed, and then the ladies' competition starts the weekend earlier, so it starts on the 2nd of October,
I will be there.
because that allows us to get the 10-week competition in for them before Christmas. So the ladies start the week earlier, so ladies on the 2nd, everyone else starts the weekend of the 8th.
It's going to be a bit different for the ladies because there's the under 16 state championships on the 1st to the 4th, and just to add to it, the under 16s state championships from the 1st to the 4th of October. The under 18s is being held at Wests at Darra, and the under 16s is being held at Redlands, Redland Rays Club.
Cool. Another out now. Jordan Thompson walks back to the dugout.
Was struck out on that inside pitch. Now that brings up Nick Hawkins, the right fielder, for tonight. So Nick, I believe, is played at Carina last season.
Just when you think Ben might be having a wobbly, he just throws a perfect strike in there.
That's how, once they settle into their rhythm and get
Yeah.
themselves organised and a little bit of warm up, they're allowed a wayward one every now and then. And
he's
mind
trying
you,
to throw him off too, so
yeah, that
fair
breaks
enough.
it up a bit for the batter is trying to work out what's coming next. So a wobbly one doesn't really matter
it's a perfect way to trick them, really, isn't
in
it?
the right part of the count anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Ooh. I think the scorers may have got a bit of a jolt then.
Yeah, just a tip of the bat there on that one. Let out to it. At least he's defending the plate, defending the strike zone. 2-2 count. A little tip there, but into the catcher's glove, and back he goes. 3 up, 3 down for the Jethawks in the top of the second inning. No runs on the board for the Jethawks. It's the Yardbirds leading the Jethawks a 1-0 halfway through the second inning. Good lead up to the season proper, isn't it, for these guys? They'll get 4 weeks of baseball or so under their belt before they get into the season proper.
Absolutely. If there are any comments to send through to the players, like some encouragement or some, any
Sure.
kind of family watching, we'd love to hear from you. I can see your comments here.
Who are you following, and what do you think of the team names? They're not aligned with clubs, as we said. They're a mixture of futures players.
Yeah, how did they come up with Yardbirds and Jethawks? Where did
Well,
that come from?
There's a story behind each of them, I'm led to believe. And we're going to sort that out, and we will sort through that in the weeks to come. Next week, we'll probably bring you a summary of all the games and the structure of the games and how they all worked. And so we're going to be graced very shortly with the presence of Mr. Donald Lutz. He loves being called Mr. Donald Lutz.
Love that.
There he is. Welcome to the microphone of Sports Broadcasting Australia in the Futures League. What do you
mate.
think of this? All these young guys out there chasing a career.
Awesome to see, man. It's real good.
You got the new Bandits top on as well.
Oh yeah, it just came from the gym.
Mark was here last week. He had everything,
He's-
top to toe. He had.
Top to toe, he's got the car. He's got the it's probably in his blood. He's got the colors in his blood.
Blue blood, you reckon?
Mhm.
That's the way, Donald.
Good chance.
Thanks for coming up. You've been down. You've had a feed.
I
bit
did,
of-
mate. I did. I snuck by the food truck on the way up.
Yeah, good boy.
Yeah.
Well, you need your
if-
sustenance.
If anyone's listening, come on down. Have
Growing
a little
boy.
burger or something.
Growing
treat
boy as
yourself.
you are. Yeah. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, that was good.
Now, you're just loving it here, aren't you?
Yeah.
You really just love the place.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, with this, there's some awesome baseball plate. It's really good. It's good to see.
Yeah. You've been in the Bandits roster for forever, just about.
Sort of. I think this is my 6th year. Yeah.
Yeah. Mark just keeps putting the hook out and bringing you back in again.
Yeah, I think
You
that-
don't really leave, do you?
There's my. I mean, I obviously I just moved here. I
Yeah.
just got my permanent residency,
Excellent.
and but
Good timing with all
Yeah.
the world's
I-
issues.
I snuck in 2019 just before the world went crazy.
Perfect.
It was good timing. But
Yeah.
I've been coming here since 2007 to
Yeah.
Australia, and I fell in love. Oh,
Ooh, it's nice. He's out to right field. Ooh, he had a go at it, but not quite.
Yeah, good cover by the second baseman though. He took off out there, Luke Smith, and that's his job, is to get there. And the only one behind him could have been Nick Hawkins, and Kyle Pike was heading back, but it is a second baseman's play, correct?
yeah, he made a nice try for it, laid out for it, but couldn't get there.
These guys, we had a speed gun up here last week,
I saw
and yeah, they were throwing about 80.
that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so not too bad for these young guys.
Yeah, no, there's some really good arms. Obviously, Wormsley's looking good. Snell just came off, but who's that? We got Mitch Houston out there.
Yeah. Well, Snell was an odd bit of a game for him. He gets 2 strikeouts,
Mm-hmm.
one runner on base, and then walks 3.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it's hit or miss. It's early. I mean, whatever you want to call it, spring training or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
we're just coming off the winter, so I think everyone is pretty excited. First of all,
Yeah.
every time when they step on the field. I mean, I've been there as a player. First couple of games in the year, you get real excited, and sometimes it's, you know, you're trying to get your touch back, get your feel back. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be all right.
So the ABL season has been pushed back out to, I think, December now.
Yes.
Yeah, early December. So that's sort of a bit of a delay, but it gives the guys plenty of time to get into some local ball.
Yeah, for sure. I think everyone, obviously, club ball it's a good option to stay fresh and stay competitive, and you know, get to compete against your friends too. So it's a good opportunity.
Yeah. You know, that's the good part, isn't it? You can go out and compete head to head like this, and it's a battle.
Mhm.
But before and after, everybody's mates at the
Oh
end
yeah,
of the
yeah,
day.
for sure. Well, I mean, once the lights turn on, you know, umpire says play ball. There's a lot of smack talking going on sometimes too in the back, but it's always a fun, good competition.
All bets are off.
Oh yeah,
All bets are off when that happens. And the ABL mix of players this year may be a little bit more local because of travel restrictions and all that sort of thing. So where we get quite a good balance of imports coming in from all over, isn't unlikely to happen this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone is aware with what's going on with the country and travel restrictions. So I think we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Really, it's everyone. I know everyone in the background is working really hard to get stuff going. I can only imagine, you know, how much brain power is going into everything.
I can imagine in Victoria and New South Wales, they would be killing just to be up here right now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure.
So we're pretty lucky in that sense, right?
Yes,
At
we
the
are.
moment, right
Yes,
now. And let's just
100%.
hope it stays that way. And, you know,
Well, that's what disrupted everything in the middle of last season, didn't it? I mean, you know, some clubs were able to get to a city. You could go to your hub like either Brisbane or Adelaide and get lots of games in. And guys like, you know, Sydney and Melbourne had limited. I think they played each other 8 times, and they're the only ones they played all season, just about. You know, it was a real imbalance of number of games played. So it really is, you know, the guys that played did a fantastic job, and they got really good coverage. But then that limit in the season and travelling from one state to another, like, you know, trying to travel in or out of Victoria, New South Wales now, just crazy.
Yeah, for sure. It's like I said, everyone tried really hard to do whatever they could to give Australia more baseball and everyone else who's following it.
Yeah.
So I think they did a good job working around all the challenges.
Absolutely. 2 runners on for the Yardbirds now with a walk issued to Max McGaw. And Lachlan Wilson comes back to the plate for his second appearance. Yep, he steps in. He got hit by a pitch ball and got on base and has scored the only run in this game so far.
a lot of Australian players now are getting a bit of more of a go in the States. You're finding that's pretty good for us to make the most of it at the moment. That's for sure.
100%, 100% agree. I think any sort of exposure to more better baseball, and especially obviously Australians going over there representing the country, it's a first step in the right direction.
Yeah, there's been
You know,
a lot of signings.
Yeah, so everyone at the end of the day, you just need a chance.
Absolutely.
You
Yep.
need a chance. You need you need a little bit of luck. You need a good effort. You need to be motivated. You need to be able to put in the work. You need to be able to grind.
You need that crack in the door so you can kick it down and get higher.
Exactly. So
The other good thing I've noticed lately is there are a lot more players going to college signings, and that's good, either junior college or whatever, and they're getting their start there, where they can get scouted and get an education and everything else, which is not a bad thing.
no, not at all, mate. The educational part and learning baseball or being able to play baseball still on a daily basis, learning how a routine goes, learning on how your body functions when you actually put the stress of the game and working out on a daily basis, and how to just function with that. I think it's going to be a really good experience for some of these young guys.
Yeah.
To, as you said, to just get the foot in the door, and then the sky's the limit.
And I think a lot of the colleges, the word I hear is that they, here's a go, play it first, gets you out.
It's quite a good sacrifice, that one, moving your runners around to second and third. That's
Catch
really
it at
amazing.
first base, gets...
I found something out that the other day that I couldn't believe. How many universities do you think are in the United States?
Stop it.
How many do you
Stop
think,
it.
right?
No.
And you think, okay, it's 52 states, right? 52 states, and you think, oh, okay, well, it's, a couple of...
I'll say 443,000.
There is exactly 4,000.
4,000.
Actually,
I
it's
just
around.
looked at this number. I put a couple zeros.
It's actually 4,000. It's around 4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking to the company that does the scouting for the universities, and
Well, they don't do all of it, though.
they don't do all of it. And then they said, oh, I couldn't believe it. 4,000 universities in 52 states. It seems impossible. It seems like too many.
No,
But-
over there, obviously, everything is so big. Everything is so, I feel like I lived over there, obviously, for about 12, 13 years. And sports in general, I feel like it's a religion over there.
Yeah.
Everybody is so invested.
Well, that's funny because Australia's a bit like that too.
Oh, 100%. It's, let's say it like this. There in America, there's like 6 or 7 different sports where it's top notch. Here you have rugby.
Yep.
I make sure
Yeah.
I said it.
Well,
said
you
Yeah,
the
got,
right
yeah.
word.
We've got league.
We
got
got
league.
league, NRL, AFL.
Yeah.
We got all the football.
Yeah, all the football.
Including
We got
soccer, which
cricket.
is a different football.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
4 big football codes competing
Yep.
with each other as opposed to the States.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But,
But-
it's like I said, it's good to get the kids out there, because I know, well, most of these guys, whoever gets a chance to go over there, they know that they need to put in the work, and I know they're super excited, because I think everyone here is excited for them as well, and I'm gonna be making sure to root for everyone, and hopefully they don't waste their opportunities by just taking care of it.
Possibility of a catch? No. Can't get it. Sliding in from third base, trying to catch that underhanded. Zach Maggs slides in front of the dugout. But wasn't able to get that. Hard ball to catch that one. Hard one to see. Yeah, so the other thing, Tay, with universities, when you're talking to those scouts, if you like, or the companies that get players signed to college, there's a term of college and there's a term of university. So universities are 4-year schools, colleges are 2-year schools. So you can go to a college first where you're likely to get more baseball because there's only 2 years to get your time in. But then when you graduate there, you just go to university for the last 2 years of your degrees and all that sort of thing.
Oh, there
So
you
it
go.
get even more complex. So
Yeah.
they
But
might
more
have-
chance to play baseball.
But they might have said 4,000 universities, meaning 4-year schools. There could be another 4,000
Oh
or
my
more
gosh.
colleges underneath that, let
It's
me tell you.
crazy.
They
That's
are
a
everywhere.
huge amount.
Absolutely. And they have their championship, their national championship at the end of the year, and they are a big show.
Oh, Griffin Williams. Oh, Cuffin Williams. Oh my gosh.
On the mound?
He's on the mound now. There we go. So they're doing well, holding off the scores, to hold off the runs.
I just turned a page that I shouldn't have turned on. I've lost my place in the lineup. We are going to the top of the third, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank
That's
you.
my fault, mate. That's my fault.
That's all right.
I came in here and I started
We're,
distracting him.
we're enjoying our chat. So word is you've come from the gym tonight, you said. So you're doing all the working out. You're getting ready.
I did, yeah, for sure. You always, gotta stay ready. And just came over from the gym. I gotta admit, I did sneak a little burger here. But today's my cheat day.
Was probably lean meat.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good
yeah.
stuff. There's lots of green stuff on there too, so we're doing all right.
So does it affect you in your sort of your work up to your training, the ABL being pushed
Respect.
to December?
Not at all. Honestly, I feel. I mean, there's two different things. Me as a competitor, I'm like, man, I can't believe. I wish I could start playing tomorrow. And then there's also the part of me realizing, okay, I'll get a little more time to really prepare a little extra. So it's like.
So are you more like
situation.
building or relaxing?
Me, I'm more of at the moment just working on my timing. Really, like I said, I've worked really hard since the season ended last year. I set myself a big goal to lose about like 25 kilos, and
Whoa.
I'm really close to getting there. And now it's just to make sure I stay healthy and maintain.
Wow,
and
fantastic.
Hitting wise,
So
I'm
by
really
the
just
time
working on my
you're going to
timing.
be buff, by the time you're going to be like sorted, by
Yeah,
the time
yeah.
that's it. All the tickets are going to sell out.
That's it.
Everybody start pre-buying the tickets. Oh, nice hit, fly ball. Oh, into left field, and I think is that Sam, the Sam champion.
Yeah, Sam Campion is out there on left.
Yeah, he's caught that. He
Yeah,
did it well.
He looks more comfortable. He's starting to look more comfortable out there. He's been working hard.
Oscar was a fly ball out, right?
Yeah.
I was just having a chat with Matt in the background.
Well,
Very
we're having a gas bag about how fit and buff everybody's going to be by the time they are selling tickets at Bandits.
I'm working on it.
That's it. So we're going to have to. That's it. The stands are going to be full now. That's the whole dream, isn't it?
I've started a corporation here.
Yes. I don't think that food truck down there is helping us any.
No,
We didn't go to gym before. You went, but
Yeah, it's all right. Sometimes you gotta treat.
There's
yourself.
Blaskovic. Yep, Blaskovic at the plate. Quinlan.
Oh, that sounded good. It's a pity we don't have the speed camera on today.
Yeah, well, there's been some variations in speed, I can tell you. Nice selections of pitches and variation in pace. Velocity from down low to really zipping them up. They're getting some good coaching. That's the benefit here, I think, of this league is they're getting information from a different set of coaches than they're used to.
Yeah.
And they're
high level.
highly skilled coaches. They're passing on that to these young guys here.
That's a strike out there.
Blaskovic goes down swinging. I think he didn't quite make his mind up with that one, though, did he? He didn't commit.
Yeah, it was his 0-2. A little bit of, I think, a fastball away or slider away. It's just.
Good selection.
Just trying to catch it instead
I
of
would
going
say
to
it's a
it.
good pitch. Sometimes you got to give the guy on the mound a little bit of credit.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
It's hitting is not easy.
Well, he's come on fresh, and this is Williams, and he's doing a good job, and he looks like a likely lad. See him in another, say, 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Is that Magsy at the plate?
Yep, that's him.
So have these boys been doing training with you?
Some of them, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
Magsy was part of our futures program this year. I'll tell you what, he's one of the hardest working kids I've ever worked with.
You're directing that program, aren't you?
Yes.
You're running the show.
No, we all are.
Okay.
Yeah. Dingo's running the futures games. We're obviously playing at the moment against the BQ Performance Squad.
Yeah.
On Sundays.
Yeah.
And they've been going well too. And Magsy strikes out here, a little two-seam alone in. Got tied up a little bit.
So there we go. Still no score on the board for the Jethawks. Halfway through the third inning.
Yeah, so I did run what we call it the futures development squad throughout the off season.
Yeah. Very good. Good programs there, good programs here. And this is a combined BQ Bandits development squad, if you like, the whole lot, and it's a lot of players
Oh
coming.
yeah, it's like I said. I came down here last week. I finished some workouts and I didn't get here until the 6th inning. And
Okay.
I shouldn't even say this, but on the way here, I kind of secretly had my phone in a corner. I was watching you guys, watching because I was so excited for this. Because like I said, this the future coming up here, and
Yeah.
it's. I mean, I wish over the next few weeks we actually get more people out here.
Yeah.
Once they realize that there's really good baseball being played here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the future. So I think people should get excited and get around it and come down here and support everyone, because as soon as the weather warms up a little bit, I think this will get really exciting.
That's the key. I think there's still a little chill in the air.
Yeah.
And
We'll get there. We'll get there.
yeah. Well, look, another week, and the weather turns around completely here.
Yeah,
Great
in
ground
a few
ball.
weeks we'll be
gets under tunnel ball at second base.
It'll be so hot by the main season. We'll be all complaining about how hot it is.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be cooking in the sun in midday.
Well,
I'll
Luke
tell you.
Smith didn't quite get down on that one. You would have seen that. Rodney's tracking those balls that go up the middle there, and Luke Smith just didn't get down to it and cut it off. So standing at first base, Lachlan Roberts gets a ground ball. And I think that was retrieved by the centre fielder. We'll say single to. We'll give him a single. We won't call it an error.
No comment.
That's from here. That's not the official score. They're down there in the
Yeah.
tent.
It was playable.
Yeah.
All
Well,
good.
that's the learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
He'll probably never do that again.
Hopefully not. Usually it will happen. Those are some of the things. Sometimes you just come up on the ball a little bit too early, and then you just remind yourself, hey, next time really make sure you stay down. And
Yep.
It happens at every level. Obviously, less times at the top level, but you learn from it.
Can't throw the ball if you haven't got the ball.
Exactly.
So lefty stepping in now, Ryan Woodrow.
But the big thing here is after you let one go through your glove, all right, the mentality of how to bounce back.
Yes.
Right. I was taught that because everyone is going to make physical mistakes,
Yeah.
which we want to.
Yeah.
They're going to happen. The mental mistakes, we want to try to cut those out, because that's really just a part of about focusing and paying
Yeah.
attention to detail or being aware of situations. But after I usually let one go or something, I'll look at the pitcher and be like, "Hey man, I got you. Give
Yeah.
me another one."
Okay.
Because
good.
I've also been there where I'm like, "Oh boy, I hope he doesn't hit the next one to me."
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden,
Because the pitcher's having a thought now, I just threw a ground ball.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do something with that. Woodrow steps out and gets a breath. He's a likely looking character as well. Good solid build for a hitter. That'll commentator's curse. You know what happens.
They're actually teammates, I think.
Yeah.
Mitzi and Woodrow play together.
Well, that's
So
the other.
that's the other cool thing here.
Yeah.
You get to face your teammates. You get to all that.
I think isn't there are a couple of brothers in the teams, and they're in different teams.
Yeah.
and they're
I
brothers.
heard about that. Yes. Yeah.
So there's two of them playing today at the other field at Korean, or the two Natali boys playing each other at Korean today.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go.
That was Matt in the background talking about the Natali brothers.
Ooh.
Ground ball, second
There's
base
another
again.
one. Look at him.
Double play.
Yes.
Nice work. That's
Well
better.
done.
That'll put his mind at ease. A 4 to 6 to 3
He feels
double
like-
play.
Double play. I made it back. It's fine now.
Yeah. Then before that you tell the pitcher, hey, give me another one. Now you back him up. You look at him and say, I got you, baby. I got you.
All of a sudden, from a runner on, a ground ball to second, 2 out. Nobody on base, clears the bases. Jay Myers steps in. You got a walk last time. An escaped ball. We'll have to call the police in. An escapee from the bullpen down in the dark corner.
Oof.
Straight away centre field. Falls clear.
Nice.
Nice knock there from Myers. Gets it out a single to 8.
Making Ezekiel proud.
So Skepton fielding that one. Alex Skepton fields that ball in centre field, gets it back in. Not much he can do about that. It was in no man's land. Kalen Van Hilst at the plate now. Another lefty. Whoa, high and wide.
Brilliant catching.
Yep.
Keeping that in hand.
Yeah, Thompson, he's getting the workout in back there today. I caught here in the first inning. He was bouncing around left and right.
Yeah.
He's doing a good job back
He
there.
did a great throw before, honestly. It was just a hair late, but it was real close. The runner slid into second and picked the base.
I saw. Yeah. Came out. He literally stole the base. He tried to take it on.
So Van Hilst steps back in again, readies himself for the next pitch from Mitch Hewson. He just tries to work that outside edge, just missing.
See, when I see this, all I'm thinking is, man, I wish I could grab a bat. Get in the box.
Well, I'm pretty sure they wish you could grab a bat as well.
That's about BP pace for you, though, isn't it?
No,
Huh? No.
it's not that easy. It's not that easy. I remember when I was obviously before I came here, I was coaching with the Reds for 2 years, and
Yeah.
in rookie ball, I was doing some hitting and outfield, base running, etc. But I was coaching third, and if we're in the first base dugout, I got to run past the home plate all the time, and looking out on all these beautiful fields over in Arizona, and every time I'm like, man, I wish I could just step in there. Give me this one at bat. Give me one at bat.
How good.
It looked so nice.
I suppose if you don't feel like that, then
Yeah,
it's a problem, right?
Yeah.
So it's good. When you're hungry like that, you know.
I've been to the Yankee spring training facility in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Unreal, huh?
Just blows your mind. It's like a whole city
Yeah.
of baseball fields.
Wow.
Just amazing.
Yeah, the Blue Jays have built a brand new complex. I think last year. Anyway, they're all there. Obviously, they're investing a lot of money into.
Chopper goes to shortstop, gets it across, gets the out there. Nice throw, nice fielding there from William Baker across to Kyle Pike. Baker to Pike, ground ball to shortstop. Great play, and that shuts down this attack from the Yardbirds. So that was Van Hilst out, and on the 6-3 play. That shuts it down. They leave runners stranded. And after 3 completed here at Bannister Field, it is the Yardbirds 1 run, leading the Jethawks 0. We'll be back in a moment for the top of the 4th. And welcome back to Bannister Park, where we rejoin the game for the top of the fourth inning. Leading off is the top of the order, Luke Smith. Second baseman for the Jethawks steps in. And a change on the mound. Now pitching for the Yardbirds is Miller Bell. Top of the fourth.
Oh, nice slice.
Ground ball straight away, shortstop. No, he's left it on the ground. He's left it on the deck. Then he rushes his throw. And so it'll be an E6 or too hot to handle.
So rush the pickup.
There we
There we
are.
go.
Welcome back, Tay.
That might help. He rushed the pickup and so didn't quite complete the pickup cleanly. So a little bit of a disappointment, but
I'll put it in my book as an E6, but it could have been a too hot to handle.
it could have been too hard.
Not in this league.
What a fantastic hit out to
Will
left
it make
field,
it?
pass to
It's
the fence,
going gone.
over the fence. Well done.
Home run, William Baker.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely massive hit.
Hang on.
They've held him up at second.
What?
Oh, no. What's happened here? Maybe it bounced over. Umpire's call.
What?
That's all I can think it would be.
Robbed.
There's only two options there. It either bounced over the fence or it went under the fence if there's a hole. But I don't think there's any holes out there.
No.
That's so unfair.
So Michael Bates making the call there as the umpire.
Oh, man.
Maybe we'll throw him under the bus.
So what's that? A two-base
So
dead
it's a-
ball?
Yeah. That goes out, yeah, 2-run double. Well,
Oh, man.
yeah.
Wouldn't you have felt like that was it?
Mm.
That was the one.
Yeah, when I saw the hands up, I wasn't sure if he was saying, I can't get the ball or it's gone over. Yeah.
Fantastic hit at that, though. Like, really great.
Double-
Nowhere near any players to catch it.
So double to centre field, leaves runners at second and third, two in scoring position for the Jethawks with none out in the top of the fourth inning. Alex Skepton should be at the plate. Oh, there's another one. Straight away centre field. There's a man out there, though. He will make the
And
catch.
he's got it. So
They
the
tag up.
runners are tagged up, and the third base runner has come home.
Max McCaw took that catch in centre field. So Alex Skepton out on a fly ball to centre field straight away. That's one out. And the score will be Luke Smith crossing from third base, tagged up, waited for the catch, then took off. And a runner stayed at second, William Baker. Now we get to Kyle Pike. It's all happening here in the top of the fourth inning. Stay tuned. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell anybody
Oh, he's
involved in
stealing
sport.
for third. Superman slide.
Yep,
Makes it.
trying to score to tie the scores. Need to get a run across the board.
So scores are tied there on that, on the sacrifice fly, so it's 1-1 going here. So that will be the lead run there at third base.
I think they got a bit of energy from that hit, even though it was called dead ball after a double.
Oh, did Smith score before that? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
it
sacrifice
was. Sorry,
fly,
it
yeah.
was Baker still at second, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry about that.
So Carr's going to want to try to do anything he can to bring that runner home from third. I thought he was bringing his elbow in to get hit then.
There's only one out, so he's just got to be careful and put one into play.
It's great having these exciting people coming in for interviews that are telling all the viewers the inside knowledge of the training and the players.
Yeah, and it makes a difference. It gives all those people, especially people new to the game,
Yeah.
an insight into the bigger game and the bigger picture of how it all works. Runners on the corners now for the Jethawks. One run across the plate, one out, top of the fourth inning, and Jordan Thompson comes to the plate.
I'm hoping Jordan Thompson can just sort of get this one in so that he can make the most of it, really.
Well, I guess 1-1 ball game.
Yeah, that's right.
It's difficult for fans, of course, whether you're viewing on our broadcast or here live at the ground. Who do you follow? Are you following a player? Are you following a newly constructed team? It's hard to find favourites.
It is hard at the moment because you're kind of just getting to know the teams. You're just getting to know the players.
So if you've got someone in a team, obviously you would follow that particular team only for that reason. But they'll gain a following, that's for sure. We had any update on here from Karina yet?
Give me a second,
the
I'll give you
other
a
game?
call.
Okay.
I just locked my phone.
That's young Matt. I don't dare do that. I can't unlock it.
Oh, that's a good
We're
swing.
going to miss on that one.
Such a pity.
Jordan Thompson goes down
Worth a try.
for the second out.
So, update from Karina. So, top of the third, we have Lumberjacks leading Assassins 4-1.
Ooh.
Wow.
So, both teams scored 1 in the first, and then Lumberjacks put a 3 spot up in the bottom of the second.
Wow, that's a big change. That's a good number to have up at that stage of the game, but it is only the middle half, isn't it? Middle of the game. Middle half, isn't it?
Oh, catcher doing a great throw to second. Oh.
Another run's going to score. That's chasing. I don't know if that's the wise thing to do. For the runner at third, he maybe would have been better off just holding. You can always get that guy later. With 2 out,
Unfortunate
especially.
mistake, isn't it, really?
Well, Nick Hawkins about here, so yeah, I pitched in dirt, they got away from Jay a little bit, and then he made a nice throw. Just got an unfortunate hop there for Lockie Wilson, the ball got away from him, and the runner came home to make it a 2-1 score.
So the runner at second is Kyle Pike.
Appeal play there, but did not swing, so I have 2-ball count here on Nick.
So Jethawks have jumped ahead. First 3 innings, they put 9 batters up and 9 out. 3 innings to get through the lineup, and now they've just scored 2 runs. It's a big turnaround.
It's very high.
Well, second base underneath.
Called it out.
Yep. He is under there. Lachlan Wilson gets back behind that, calls everybody else off loud and clear. So Nick Hawkins out on a fly ball to position 4, second base. Brings up the third out, and that it stops the attack of the Jethawks in the top of the fourth. But they do go in to the bottom half of the fourth, leading by 2 runs to 1. Now, don't forget, if you're enjoying this broadcast, spread the word. Tell friends and family that we will be broadcasting every Wednesday night from 7 o'clock, sometimes a little bit before 7, maybe 5 too. And at 7 o'clock, we'll bring you all of the action from each of the games that are up. And I can tell you now that next week's game is round 3, and it will be the Jethawks and the Yardbirds. That can't be right, can it? That's what's happening tonight.
Today.
That must be the week after then. That's at Bannister. So next week, here we are, Jethawks and the Assassins.
Wow.
Assassins making their first appearance at Bannister next week. So Jethawks and Assassins next Wednesday night.
Blake Barlow is coming into pitch for the Jethawks. Just warming up now.
He replaces Mitch Hewson. And it's Blake Barlow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Mitch would have gone close to his pitch count for the night. So as we mentioned last week, pitches are on a 45 pitch limit.
Yep.
So Mitch would have thrown probably close to that 45, I believe.
And that pitch count is so that they can then pitch in their club games as well on the weekend. Is that right?
It's a little bit of arm care as well, so it's not overthrowing themselves here, and it's also so that they can get a few different pitches in the games rather than having one dominate.
Oh, yeah.
And then also when the club ball season starts, so that most of these guys, if they pitch their 45 today, they can then pitch again on the Saturday if they're in the junior teams, because some of these players are under 18s. So they can then throw in that competition, or they can throw again easily on the Sunday as well.
So these guys will all be at the under 18s?
So
State
some
titles?
of, no, not all of them. Some of them
right.
will be. So yeah, because most of the players here are, so there's some of them are the 15, 16-year-olds, but then some of them, because it's anyone from sort of 16 up to 25 is his age group here. So
some of them.
yeah, so there'll be a couple of players here.
The younger ones.
So I believe Blake will be one. I believe is an age group. Off the top of my head, so William Baker's another one looking around the field. I think Max, who's at bat here, is another one that will probably be at the titles. So yeah, there'll be a smattering of the players around. They're at titles as well.
So Max McCaw up to bat.
Daniel Turner. Was it
No,
Max?
Max. Daniel Turner was last out last innings.
Max.
Oh, there he is.
There you
Yep.
There he is. Yeah.
Thank you.
Daniel was the ground out at the end of
Sorry
last
about that.
innings.
The 9th batter in the lineup. And number 36. I could look at the numbers, couldn't I? It's always a giveaway.
So Blake just missing a bit here, so it's a 3-ball count to start the at bat. Just needs to adjust here, get that ball nice and close to the strike zone. Make Max have a swing at some of these pitches here.
It's not really the way you want to start for your first batter, but
No.
you know, that's all right. It'll warm up.
Mm.
It's only his first batter. Now, lefty. We get back to the top of the order now, aren't we?
Yes, so this is Lachlan Wilson, batting now with a runner on first base.
For the first out, Wilson steps in. Nice mix of lefties and righties in the
Max is at first.
batter box. Oh, he's up there.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got to
sorry.
walk, he has a walk.
I can see here we've got a comment from Aaron Snell saying, great night out here and listening live as well. Oh my gosh, a double whammy. Great work to all to get this up and running. Oh, that's all you, Paul.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. Nick plays a pretty mighty hand in that. I do a bit of sewing with cables around back nets.
Just seeing we've got the Michael Bates fan club in the chat here as well.
Yes, I saw that. I wasn't quite sure what that's about.
There's a bit of tongue-in-cheek there, I think. We'll leave it there. As Jordan goes out here to talk to Blake, make sure they're on the same page.
Have an annual dinner at the Bates Hotel, do they? That's an old, very old. I shouldn't have gone there, should I? Showing my age.
Yeah, we'll stay away from that one.
Okay.
I thought so, maybe. He's probably telling him to settle down and just relax with his
I
pitches.
might have crossed him up on a signal. You never know. Just organise it. Restructure. It's good to get a reset, when things are not working the way you want them. Just go and have a chat.
So the rules in futures, how many times can the catcher go out to the mound? Is it they can only go out twice or?
They're allowed 5 visits an innings. 5 visits a game. Sorry, not an inning.
Not an inning.
So it's 5.
They
so
have a
it's-
deck
it's-
chair out
it's
there.
the as far as I'm aware, it's the same rules as using in Division 1.
Okay.
So it's 5 visits by anyone. Doesn't have to be the catcher. If anyone goes and talks to pitch, that counts as a visit.
Nice steal. Slides in comfortably there. Does Max McGaw.
So yeah, so the 5 visits. And then obviously if they make a change, that doesn't count as a visit.
I'll keep Tay busy for a couple of minutes. I'm just giving her the rules. Do you want me to turn the
Got
mic
2
off?
pages of rules and I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Well, I did ask, didn't I?
Well, turn your mic off. You go to the
No,
library.
no,
and read for
yeah,
a
I was
little
about to
while.
say. But I think you've got a good handle on it. I think yeah, for sure.
I may have written some of the rules.
Ah, there you go. Fair enough.
But he's not pleading guilty.
Yeah, we're currently going through, obviously with the GBL committee as well, we're currently going through the update of the rules.
I like that there's only 2 pages.
Lachlan Wilson at
Can
first.
get a bit.
2
forward.
runners on for the Yardbirds.
And did I hear that there's a pitcher's timer? There's not a pitcher's
No.
timer.
There was discussion of bringing that rule in, but it's hard to implement without having an actual clock somewhere visible. Because to effectively use that rule, you have to have the clock visible, which fields don't have. So that rule we didn't implement.
Would like to, but it's a bit impossible to, right? Okay. I see.
Jackson Grounds
But
at the
what
plate.
they're saying is don't take too much time. They want them to, get through a game
Mm.
under 3 hours.
Yeah. So if pitcher does start taking time, you might find the umpire might go out and have a quick quiet word to him, tell him to quick it up a little bit. But yeah, at the moment there's no rule about a specific time.
These games are quite fast
Mm.
and quite, a good pace, to watch.
Inside.
And
Inside pitch there from Blake Barlow on Jackson Grounds.
There's a 1-1 count.
Grounds is due, I think, to get something done. Oh, he makes good contact, though. It's gone to the sky. You
sound.
can't even see it. It is dark. Oh, it's going to come fair.
Oh,
Fell
no.
fair.
Fell fair, and the left fielder just, unfortunately, just missed it because it may have got lost in the lights. It was so high up.
I think it's still Oscar Hyde up there. But I'll tell you what, that went into the darkness.
Yeah,
It would have disappeared on him for a while because there's no light there. It was way above the lights.
I don't know. That might be Quinlan out there because Oscar's down in the bullpen.
Might have
warming
moved?
up.
Okay. Yeah. So what happened with that ball is it headed into the darkness and he came over into foul territory by quite a few yards. And I thought that's where it was going to fall as well. And then as baseballs do with the spin that's on them from that height, it turned back in and came down inside the line, which made him adjust quickly, but he just couldn't glove it.
Honestly, it was at the very edge of his glove, the
That
poor
was
guy.
tough. That was
Yeah.
tough.
It looks like it might be Quinlan Blaskovich out there in left field.
Yep, yep.
Because Oscar High, who was out there, is down the bullpen warming up now.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Matt.
Glad you know everybody by heart. You know the back of their heads.
As,
Well, yeah.
as someone that's been involved umpiring different age groups, and through my role as GBL chairperson, I know most people in the league, so it helps with things like this that I can not necessarily have to follow along and lose my place in the lineup, that I can spot most people where I need to. So
It's very helpful. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sam Campion rips one to the right-hand side. It's deep. He goes back on it.
And he
I
gets
can't
it.
see that. It's
He gets
right
it.
behind the pole.
and we have the runners on second and third taking up, so we have a run scoring there.
And is that Nick Hawkins out there in right still?
Yes,
Yep,
yes, they
still
still Nick
there.
out there. So we have runners on first and third here now, with the run at second base there tagging up.
So that score now makes it what?
I have it as 2-2.
2-2.
Yep.
What a tight game with a runner on 3.
With one out, as I have on my scoreboard, which could be incorrect, but I believe is only the one out.
Yeah, one out. That was Sam Campion, the first out with that deep fly ball.
Nice sacrifice
So-
fly there for Sam.
Lachlan Roberts up now. He's a designated hitter, is that right?
Mhm.
Yep. So runner on first and third.
So yeah, so both Lachlan and Jordan, who's catching here, are both coming back from arm injuries last season. So this sort of is their first sort of. I think Lachlan played at the end. Jordan played some designated hero roles at the end of last season. I think Lachlan did the same. So
Ooh.
both these guys are sort of in the processes of building their way back up to full strength. So you can see Jordan's actually catching tonight, so he'll be ready to play the full summer season. I think Lockie's did the same thing. Both returning
Cheeky.
from arm injuries.
There's a cheeky pick off there. Even though there's a runner on third, you might want to make a mistake on that one. Keeping it tight though. The Jethawks are keeping it very tight. The catcher.
So
that
runners on
Jordan?
the corners here with
Yeah.
only one out in the bottom of the fourth. 2-2 ball game.
So yeah, Blake's still just missing those outside corners there. So it's a 3-ball count here. He's working up there, but yeah, just missing his outside corners. Can't quite locate on those pitches.
How good was Donald Lutz to talk to?
So good. I didn't realize how tall he was
Oh, he's like, oh, yeah.
until I was sitting next to him.
He's a big guy.
quite
but
tall.
What a gentleman. What a great man to be around these young
Yeah.
developing players and coach
And really,
them bring them
actually,
up to
very
speed.
invested and interested in their
Absolutely.
journey.
Totally-
I suppose, and make the
totally
big
loves the game.
difference. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure if somebody threw a bat at him and said "Go bat," I'm pretty sure
He'd be out there. He'd be out
there would be no problems. If somebody was down, he would fill in.
Loaded bases.
Yeah, so Lockie Roberts doing the walk there. So loaded bases now, one out, brings up the right fielder, Ryan Woodrow.
And only one out
Mm.
in this bottom of the fourth innings with the scores locked in at 2-2.
Fantastic. That was a great pitch.
Is
Little
it-
little known fact about Ryan, he was a part of the Australian uni team that we went to Taiwan a couple of years ago for the World Uni Baseball Championships.
Wow.
So there's a couple of players from that squad that are out here on the field. So you've got Jay as well, and I was a part of the coaching group for that one. So there's a few of us that have some experience at that level as well. So Ryan was one of the players in that team.
Fantastic.
Little tidbit there for people.
Well, it's good to see when players are younger. I mean, uni team different,
Mm.
but you know, I've seen some of the kids that are playing in this league at the moment, playing down in the little league juniors and things like that. You know, and you think, wow, you know, you saw them when they were a certain age, and now they're all grown up, almost developing into fine young men, and now excellent baseballers.
But goes really high up.
Pop up over shortstop.
The
Oh.
infield fly there called by umpire John Proper.
Yep.
That is the second out of the innings.
That's Woodrow. Did you give him a wrap? I think you gave him a wrap, didn't you, Woodrow? That's what happens.
Yeah.
Commentators do that to
Mm.
players.
So Coach Nick Boys coming out to the mound here. So our mound visits.
We've
Like-
got loaded bases.
Mhm.
Don't really want to let any of those through.
Yeah, so pitching
Oh.
change. So Oscar Hyde's coming in to pitch now. So started off the game out in left field. Now coming on to pitch here in relief of Blake Barlow.
I think that's their last pitcher for the night, isn't it?
Oh, they got one more.
Ah.
They got one more on the bench pitcher. I know there's a few guys in the field that also pitch if they require them.
Oh, okay.
So depending on how they go for the evening, will be whether those guys come in or not.
They can all throw an out each.
Yeah.
That would be
Mm.
fun. Not for the scorers, of course.
So some of them pitch more than others, but yeah, there are a few other guys in the team that I know have pitched in the past that if they need to could come across and throw in innings here.
So this is Oscar Hyde
Oh.
going through his warm-up. The lefty.
Actually, could we have a quick check on the other game, like just the score, just while we're waiting? Sorry,
It's all right, we can indeed.
you're running away, and I dragged you back in. Sorry about that.
So it is still 4-1, and we're in the top of the fourth, it says here on my list.
Okay,
So no runs for either team in the third innings.
our score is 2-2. So it is a very tight game. There's been times where both teams have had runners on base and had to change innings, so it's been a very tight game.
2-2 with runners on the corners here in the bottom of the fourth inning and 2 out. So they've changed pitcher to Oscar Hyde, replacing Blake Barlow. And if the Jethawks can get this out in the bottom of the fourth innings, we'll go to the fifth at a 2-2 scoreline, which will make for a fantastic finish to this game with 3 innings to go, 5, 6 and 7. As we said earlier, the game finishes after 7 innings or 2.5 hours, whichever happens first. And coming to the plate now for the Yardbirds should be Jay Myers, I believe.
It is indeed Jay. So again, as I said before, so Jay's another one. I'll touch wood here this time. Another one that was in that uni games team
Okay.
with Ryan.
I'm sure he'll be fine. His first appearance, he got a walk, and then he got a single to centre field in his last at-bat.
Oscar just missing down there on his first pitch. Great location though.
So Myers been on base twice. Loaded bases.
Yeah, having some fun in here tonight. We've got some moths and insects keep bugging us and flying in our faces tonight. So if you suddenly hear the microphone, a big bang on the microphone, it's because we're trying to swat a moth or an insect out of our faces.
It's all happening.
But at least it's not windy
Mm.
and cold. It's actually a really lovely night. I was thinking that with that wind yesterday, I thought everything would be blowing away by now, but very thankful that was yesterday, not today.
I live on the 7th floor.
Oof,
It was howling up there.
can imagine.
Absolutely howling.
So we haven't had very many comments in the last few innings. So if you've anybody's like to comment on the game,
The first baseman just tried to let that ball roll back foul. Didn't quite get the bounce. Roll back fair, sorry. So foul ball there from Jay. Makes the count still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
oh,
Yep. Yeah, so just a comment in from Glenn Long. So Oscar, who's pitching now, he was a part of the Little League World Series team that went and pitched in the
Oh,
Little League
wow.
World Series
that is
a
awesome.
couple of years ago for the Gold Coast. And Jay
Wow.
grounds out there to end the inning. So they only get the 1
Unbelievable.
run and a good pitching performance there from from Oscar, coming up to clean up after Blake put the bases loaded.
Jethawks doing a fantastic job of defensively keeping all of those runners from scoring because, of course, because that's a third out, that runner does not count. And so Too bad, so sad for that run.
Absolutely. I'm just going to quickly run through and thank the sponsors in summary here, and we'll go to detail later on through Tay. But Alderley Hire and Bruce Much, thank you very much from Baseball Queensland and the Futures League for your sponsorship. Reedy Towing and Mark Reedy, thanks again. Inform Plastics, Tay mentioned earlier, Rod Gaunt is Inform Plastics, and for Flash Graphics, Javier Gonzalez, and for Earlith Electrical, of course, it is Brent Earlith.
And just to point out, so Brent is the coach here. So Brent, you were just seen on screen making those changes with the umpire. So Brent is the coach here for the Yardbirds.
Excellent.
We have a position change here. So we have a new first baseman here for the Yardbirds. We have, after his pitching performance, we have Cuffin Williams in now at the first base. And just waiting to see, and it is still Miller on the mound.
So we've got a few comments here. Julie Gardner has said, "Go Jay, still watching," and hi Matt. And
Hello, Julie.
Byron McGaw. Oh, hang on, is that his dad?
I'm guessing that's Max's dad. Yes.
Yeah. Come on, Jay, you got this. Hang on a minute.
Oh no.
Why is
Oh, no.
why? Is,
Might not be Max's dad then.
Oh,
Is it McGaw? Oh, it's McGaw, a different name.
McGaw. Oh, look at that. McGaw. There you go. Byron. Come on, Jay. You got this. Look, I think Jay's got the biggest cheer squad for YouTube. So everybody's going to have to catch up. So who else are you watching? And, tell us a little bit more about what you're enjoying about the game tonight. That'd be great. Madly writing down all of the things that have happened in the last couple of innings.
Yeah, there's
We're
a
doing
lot
our
going on.
shorthand scoring here.
Oh, yeah, all good. I'm just trying to work out the colours of the teams because they're the same two colours that were here last week,
Yeah.
but they're two different teams. Well, one different team.
So
anyway.
Yardbirds are red. Jethawks are blue. Something about
You could
roses are
do
red.
it. Yeah. I was waiting
and
for the
violets are
poems
blue,
to come
something
out,
like
the
that.
rhymes.
I
Yardbirds are
cannot
red.
wait to hear why they're called Yardbirds and Jethawks and Assassins and...
We'll keep that up our sleeve for next week.
Oh, my
When the
gosh.
uniforms come out,
Oh,
when
it's
they
gonna
get
have a
their
whole
new
thing.
uniforms issued, then we'll talk about the names.
What's the other team? Jethawks? Oh, Lumberjacks. I missed the Lumberjack. How rude.
And the Assassins.
And the Assassins, yes. Okay.
Assassins making their first appearance at Bannister Park next week. Wednesday
Tell
night.
the commentary team who you are cheering on, please. Yes, okay, there you go. That's
So
that's
Oscar
what's
starting off
going on.
here, lifts that ball out into left field.
And it's gone.
Perfect catch there.
That
He's
was
already
Sam,
on his way to
is it
second.
Sam
below
Campion
quarter.
out there still?
I believe so.
Yeah, looks like him. So fly ball from Oscar Hyde leading off to position 7. 1 up, 1 down for the Jethawks. That brings to the plate. Does it bring
Quinlan?
to the plate. Quinlan again.
Yeah.
Yep, for his second opportunity. Struck out in his first appearance.
I'd recognise that hair anywhere.
So yes, having Quinlan and Oscar batting back to back, you got a nice flow going on between the two of them.
It's a brilliant swing he's got. Can't wait to see that connect.
Blaskovich. Come on, Blaskovich.
Ooh. Oh, it's car park. It's going to go. Ooh, it hit something.
It's something metallic as well.
That was the roof of the canteen, I believe.
Oh,
That's good.
better than the car park. It definitely went over the fence and everybody was holding their breath. The
And
fences
wait.
are so high, you wouldn't think that it would actually make it to the car park, but it always does. Every game, there's at least one ball that gets over there.
You'd be amazed at why the shots we've got from first and third base are so clear. They're actually poking through the hole in the fence.
So nice job by Jay there, keeping that ball in front. So count here is 2-2 on Quinlan. Miller doing work up on the mound.
Of course, got to mention Rodney Reed, our cameraman out there who's bringing you the shots from behind home plate and tracking everything up the middle for you. Catcher thought he had an out there.
Jay thought that pitch was strike 3 there. Umpire John Proper called that a ball. Makes the count now 3-2.
Joe was trying to buy that one, wasn't he?
Jay definitely tried to see that one. Must have just missed that outside corner.
Oh, he got that one.
He thought that was a walk.
Oh,
And Jordan calls
yeah.
that one, so that's a strikeout there for the second out of the innings. Brings
Unlucky.
up now our third baseman, Zach Maggs.
Unlucky Quinlan and Blaskovich there. He fought for that, but unfortunately
yeah.
back in the dugout with a strikeout.
Honestly, a whisk of breeze, could have made that a ball. Like, it was so close on the edge of that plate.
There's only one person on this whole park with the best view of that, and that's the umpire.
For sure. For sure.
And John's been doing a great job tonight.
Absolutely.
Sing his praises here now.
2 up, 2 down. Zach Maggs at the plate. It's only his second appearance in the game.
So this is repeating from last week. So as much as this is also a development for the players, as we mentioned last week, this is also a development opportunity for the umpires. So especially with the state titles coming up, these umpires don't get many opportunities to practice their three-man systems. So obviously with their 3 umpires tonight, you have John, Carla, and Michael here. They get to work on their mechanics and practice the three-man system, especially in preparation for the upcoming state titles in 2 weeks' time.
Absolutely. Good comment there, Matt.
Well, in this year we had the Queensland squad and the Queensland development team women's play against each other, and Carla was the main umpire for those games, and that was really fantastic for the women to have a woman umpire for a change, which is really fantastic. Really great to have her there. And I think it really goes to show that they are developing the umpires really well, and it's all coming through now.
So appeal there on that play. Carlos says that Zach didn't swing, which makes that ball 4. Puts a runner on first base and brings up the second baseman, Luke Smith.
Yeah, that was certainly an appeal and request denied.
So yeah, Luke was playing shortstop last week. Tonight's shifted over to second base.
So Luke Smith.
And Zach Steele's here. And a
Won't
great
make
throw
it.
by Jay. And he's
Iced.
called out.
Yep.
A nice punch out there by Michael Bates.
He knows how
I'm
to
sure
do it.
his fan club will appreciate that one.
Yeah, I think he was out by quite a long way on that slide as well, Matt.
There you go. You got your own fan club. You got your own comments there. Ready.
Do you know who it is? Don't. So Luke Smith was at the plate on that third out, but the out was in the field, so Smith will return at the top of the 6th to lead off the batting attack for the
He definitely was
Jethawks.
disappointed about missing out on the rest of his at bat because he's standing there going, "Oh, come on!"
Well, he should get another chance.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So we have a new third baseman here for the Jethawks. So I believe that is Tom Hinds has now come in at third base. We still have Oscar Hyde on the mound here. So Tom Hinds, I believe, has come in at third base. And that is Zach Maggs has moved into the outfield now, it looks like, into left field.
Left side for Oscar Hyde. Yep, that'll be Zach Maggs out there.
And then Quinlan will go back to, I think Quinlan will be like his last at bat. So we might have Tom Hinds and I'll be batting in place of Quinlan in the lineup.
Cool. Okay, leading off here, I believe, should be Kalen Van Hilst.
Oh, sorry. As I just said that, I see Quinlan walking down the line, going to the bullpen. Looks like getting ready to warm up.
Oh,
And
okay.
should come in and pitch next innings.
Good pickup.
It's good that numbers 55 and 88 are going to.
So that's the coach going down there with him,
Yeah.
who's
Sounds like bingo.
Johnny Carlstein, who is a pitcher in himself.
So it is Kalen Van Hilst stepping in. Good evening to Derek.
Derek's out here coaching as well, helping out tonight.
It's another man with a long history in baseball, I can tell you. Pretty handy player in his own right.
Played some Division 1 baseball for Carina last season himself. Not many players who get to play with their son in a Division 1 team, but Derek and Kalen played together last season in Division 1.
Yeah, how good is that? That's great.
Will I see you and Tim playing together this season?
Highly unlikely. We did, however, play together several years ago when he came back from college. And I was playing in I suppose we're a third division team in a winter league, just in one district of Sydney in the Northern Beaches, Manly Ringer. And yeah, we had a bit of fun that day. Our team was called the Curly Greys.
So Daniel Turner coming up to bat here.
So Turner in, gets ground ball straight down the line. First baseman, pitches cover, nicely executed play there in the field by the Jethawks. Very good pitches cover there by Oscar Hyde. And great work at first base. It's Kyle Pike up there. So it was a 3-1 out on the charging Daniel Turner.
So Max McCaw now comes in to bat. So I believe that Daniel Turner was involved with the University of Queensland Baseball Club in the winter season. He was coaching that team, I believe.
So this should be Max.
Mm-hmm.
Max McCaw. Oscar Hyde's done well on the mound since he came into the game.
Max swings that pitch up on his head there. Probably should have left that one. Makes the count now. No balls, 2 strikes. Nice quick innings so far from Oscar.
I'm going to bring bug spray with me next week. Chopper. Straight back to Oscar on the mound, and he gets it off to Pike.
You know your team is super confident when the pitcher hasn't even thrown it to first yet, and all the infielders and all the outfielders are running in because they know it's a third out. They have complete confidence.
Yeah, very simple play that one though. Was a bit of a chopper, slow roller if you like, but Oscar was always going to get that one and feed it off.
So no
Pike.
score.
So yeah, score remains 2-2 now as we go into the top of the 6th inning.
They're all keeping it very tight.
2 innings to go, 6 and 7 to all ball game. This is a good series, and we'll get an update from Karina to you very, very soon. And that will be an interesting look at the table next week. After round 3, everybody would have played each other, would they not? No, they would have played 2 teams. It would be round 4.
Yeah, in round 3, they'll played all 3 teams.
Yeah.
Round 3.
So we're going to the top of 6. That's still Miller Bell out there.
Yes, that's still Miller on the mound.
Still
yes.
there. 43, I think he's got on, hasn't he?
Yeah. So score update from Karina. When the webpage wants to load for me, I'll tell you a score. Normally loads quicker than this.
Maybe there's a play, happening at the moment. It's amazing that you can actually see these live scoring.
Yes, that's one of the partners there. So this is My Ball Club software. So it's a new software they're using for live scoring. I believe they'll be using it as well, trying to use it through the Division 1 season. But currently, so this is a new software they're looking to use. Just cleans up the pitch a little bit more. So.
That's the plan. That's the Michael Zambelli I mentioned from San Diego, California.
It's pretty spectacular.
So no score change at Karina. It is still 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th. So Luke Smith coming back up to bat here after the 3rd out was made whilst he was in the box there last innings. So you have a fresh count here to start off the 6th inning.
It's like you get to bat twice. It's bonus. But yeah, I think he only got 1 ball in though. That was it. And then he was sent out for it. Seems to be ready for it now though. So the season hasn't started yet for the main clubs, but there is time still to register if people are looking to still play. All ages, junior and senior. They're still looking for players, all the different clubs. You can go to baseballqueensland.com.au to find a club near you if you are looking at playing or someone in your family is looking at playing. We've just been having our come and try days, and rookies and T-ballers come out to Wests. We did Sundays, and now we're doing training on Wednesday nights, and they play on the weekends. So people can still register to play, and including women's league as well for the mums and for people interested, or people that have been around baseball or interested in just a new sport.
Mum and the kids can play. Great social world as well.
It is. It's fantastic. We've met some amazing ladies in the women's league. It's been really fantastic. And actually, when it first started,
Right field, high fly ball, goes deep, back to the fence, back
Is it
further,
gone?
back further. It's
it
gone.
is gone.
Home
Grand
run.
slam. Well done. That is a fantastic hit.
That's the way to start business off. Here he comes across home plate. Luke Smith, second baseman for the Jethawks, drives one. Home run, single, leading off in the top of the 6th innings for Luke Smith. Well done, young man. That disappeared into the darkness.
Into the trees,
Oh,
beyond
yeah.
the fences, into
That was gone.
into the warehouses. Well done. He'll be rewatching that on YouTube for years to come now.
You think?
Hope so.
He just wants to do it again next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so run scored. They go ahead.
So now that means the Jets are leading. The Jethawks are leading 3-2.
That's right. And William Baker at the plate. Lefty with a massive swing.
He
there.
wants to follow that up, I think.
He swung that out of his boots.
I think his hat came off.
Well, he's thinking about anything you can do, I can do better.
Something like that.
Baker v. Smith. Let's see where this pitch goes. Oh, he gets him. He took a bit of pace off that one, did Bell. Dropped it down low in the zone. Expecting another big tempting swing.
Are you looking at playing this
Where
year
does he go here?
with your arm?
He's going to be
Depends on what my doctor says.
he's going to be a left-handed pitcher.
Fair enough.
If my doctor gives me clearance, I'll be looking to play the second half of the season.
Gone on the strikeout. Not happy about it, William Baker, but he's gone on the strikeout. KC,
So, yeah, so
called strike.
current advice from the doctor is that he said not to play until at least Christmas. So when we get closer, then I'll see if I can get the okay to play the second half of the season or not.
You're telling him you didn't have COVID? That you should be allowed out?
Yeah. It's the problem when it's your dominant arm you've injured. It's
Yeah.
very hard to get back into anything.
Well, if it's worth
You're
waiting
allowed
an
to drive
extra
this
10
week.
weeks.
I'm allowed to drive this week, yes.
Woohoo.
My doctor gave me the clearance to drive.
Alex Skepton at the plate.
Oh, that's hard when you can't drive. That's a really tough one.
Especially when I go to university on the Gold Coast as well.
Oh,
It's
no.
not fun.
Are you on the train now?
Oh, I was. Nice 2.5 hour journey for
And
me.
last week, Mum and Dad weren't here to drive him around either. So how bad was that?
So yeah, had to use mum and dad for a few list round appointments and that. And then yeah, 2.5 hour train drive down to the Gold Coast for uni. Not a fun journey.
You fall asleep in the train?
Another stray ball from the bullpen.
I attend class every week.
You do all your work on the way down, all the work on the way back, and you wouldn't even have to do any
Yeah,
homework.
so it was a 2.5 hour journey down for an hour and a half class for 2.5 hours back. So
Oh, crazy.
not a fun day for me, but yeah, got the okay to drive now.
Couldn't you have done online for that?
I asked.
Oh.
Lecturer said no.
Oh.
Called strike on that pitch. Nicely located there from Bell. Alex Skepton at the plate. We've had a home run from the leadoff and then a strikeout for Baker, who followed him. Smith with a home run. Skepton there. Edges the Jethawks ahead 3-2, as Tay just mentioned. We will try to bring you some people to talk to quickly after the game, but the lights go out very quickly here as well, and we've got to retrieve all of our electronics. So if we get a chance to do a late interview, maybe the 7th, Tay will
Oof.
run down and be able to do that.
That was a swing and a half.
That was a great pitch. It was a great pitch that tempted him to take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just totally soared past that bat there.
Skepton out on a swinging strike, a big K2. So 2 out now for the Jethawks, top of the 6th inning. They lead this game 3-2, and striding into the plate, Kyle Pike. Let's see what Bell can do with Pike here now. Iron wide for a ball. Too far up and too far out.
That had a nice sound to it in the catcher's mitt, didn't it? That
Good.
ricocheted that sound.
Good
of-
pop.
Yeah.
Now he's bounced one in. So good block there from Myers, I think, behind the plate
Yes.
still.
So score update from Karina. So Lumberjacks have scored another run, so it is now 5-1 in the bottom of the fourth. So
Ooh.
Lumberjacks are leading 5-1, bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, might be. A couple of innings, 3 innings to play. So Pike. It is waiting at the plate. Look at the umpire getting some.
Yep.
Fresh.
Umpire John Proper having a few more balls there. There's been a few foul balls have to come back, obviously.
I'm just hoping the food truck's still going to be there
Yeah.
when we're finished.
You can always duck down whenever you
Oh, I
like.
tell you what, it smells so good.
Oh, you can duck down there and get a bottle of water or something as well, and Matt and I can
You
carry
definitely
on.
called it that Donald Lutz would have something before he came up.
Well, he'd been working out. When he
You
rang me
called
to
it.
say he
Need
was
to
on his
refuel.
way, he said, I need to get some food. I've got to get a snack. As he said, it was all healthy, lots of greens in it, lots of salad, just because there's a little lean meat,
But that's his cheat day. So,
lean meat patty
fair
in
enough.
there.
So
Fair enough.
3-2 count here for Kyle Pike in the box.
If anybody missed that interview, you should go back and listen to that. Talks about all the different players that he's been working with, which is amazing.
High right field. It's going to be too high, though. There's a man out there. He's rounding up
He's
on
got
it.
it.
He's made a great catch.
Ryan
Right
Woodrow
underneath it.
tracking over there. That is the third out of the innings. Nice catch up there by Ryan. So Jethawks take the lead 3-2, going into the bottom of the sixth.
And I think that right fielder was like, I'm not letting another ball pass me.
We're going to
That's
take
it.
a short break for our voices, and we'll be back shortly.
And starting off the bottom of the sixth here, we are back to the top of the order. We have Lachlan Wilson coming into bat. We have Oscar Hyde still on the mound. So ball just missing on the outside there.
Hmm. There's quite a few lefties in this game. A lot more than I thought.
Left-handed pitchers as well. This is our third or fourth left-handed pitcher for the day as well. Bit of an anomaly.
Yeah, it's
So Tage is getting a run on the headset here, so we're just working out some settings.
I feel like I'm wearing Luke Skywalker's helmet. It's so big on my head. But it's interesting to have a bit
So
of a...
Lockie just steps out there. John calls time. Oscar doesn't follow through with the pitch.
Perfect pitch.
Okay, it wasn't 1 ball, 2 strikes. Must be 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Yep, there we go. I must have missed a pitch. Put one in too easily. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Lockie Wilson.
The catcher didn't even move for that one. And the sound, you can hear it so perfect.
And a called strikeout there for Oscar is the first out of the innings. Now brings up our shortstop, Jackson Grounds.
So what club is Jackson from?
Jackson's from Windsor Royals.
Oof, a nice swing, that one.
So yeah, Oscar Hyde played at Coomera last season. I think I saw a post he's maybe at a different club this season. I could be wrong. But I believe Oscar played for the Coomera last season, the Division 1 club. So Jackson swings over that one. And a great curveball there from Oscar for
Yardbirds.
a second out.
The Yardbirds need to be a little bit more defensive in their hitting, don't they, in the box? Because 2 up, 2 down in a 3-2 game.
So Sam Campion comes up now. So Sam had a sacrifice fly in his last at bat. See if he can repeat this with the ball and play again today.
So they asked on an appeal for the break and they got
So
it.
yeah, we appealed. So John appealed there. Obviously John, again, used to a 2-umpire system there, appealed to first base. Whereas obviously with the third base umpire here, with the left-handed batter, that appeals to go to third base. So that was a ball. So Sam didn't swing on that pitch,
Oh,
I believe was the call. Yeah, so with a 2-umpire system with no runners on, you have an umpire at both first and third base. So with right-handed batters, your appeal goes to the first base umpire. For left-handed batters, your appeal goes to the third base umpire. So obviously with Sam here being a left-handed batter, the appeal play goes down to Michael Bates as the third base umpire.
that's a bit tricky, isn't it? That one. Takes a bit to get used to, having those 2 umpires out there down the bases.
So Oscar just missing on the outside there, makes it 2 balls, 1 strike. Yeah, so obviously, as we mentioned before, John, this is one of John's experiences here learning the 3-umpire system. Confused himself a bit and appealed to first rather than third, but the correct call was made in the end.
Oof.
Sam grounds this to shortstop William Baker, who gets the ball over to first for the third out of the innings.
3 up and 3 down.
Indeed, on about 10 pitches, I believe. So we now head to the top of the 7th. Jethawks lead 3-2.
Okay, so I suppose it's my chance to talk about the sponsors for the night. We've got Reedy Towing, and Reedy Towing can do any towing that you need for cars, trucks, even, and any vehicles that you need. And you just go to reedytowing.com.au. And thank you to Mark Reedy for sponsoring the Futures League and obviously the Bandits as well. So it's been really good to have these sponsors help us out with making this all possible for the filming and also for the league to run. We've got Alderley Hire. It's actually based in Enoggera. They do all sorts of events hire, so marquees and tables and chairs and anything you might need for a party now that we're out of lockdown and we can have a bit of a party. It might be a bit more fun now, so you can go to orderlyhire.com.au, and they also have this amazing thing now, these pizza ovens you can have for parties that can cook pizzas in 90 seconds. Imagine that, getting up for a party and you can make so many pizzas in 90 seconds. It's amazing. So you can go there as well. Inform Plastics, thank you so much, Rod Gaunt, for it's a company that basically does the dyes in plastics, and they do they supply the dyes for the plastics for wholesale companies. But the Rodney Gaunt has been a supporter and a committee member of the BQ and Baseball Queensland, and also is on the committee at West's Baseball, and I'm from West Baseball, so thank you so much, Rod. And we've got Flash Graphics. Now, Flash Graphics, their website is flash.com.au, and they look after all the banners and anything that you can think of, and marquees and all sorts of things. But now we have a visitor.
A repeat visitor from last week. Our guest has returned. We have Mr. Mark Reedy. Is your microphone on today?
Yeah, mate.
There
Serial Pest is back.
So Tay's just been going through the sponsors, Mark. So you want to take over a little bit and talk about yourself?
Well, you know, if you need a tow, if you have a smash or you break down or you need a battery, you can call Reedy Towing.
Handy.
We're everywhere. 350 trucks across southeast Queensland. So we're never too far away. We're the only number you need to know, 131 tow.
So new pitch on the mound here. We have Kalen Van Hilst with Jordan Thompson at bat.
So we had Donald in here a little bit earlier.
The big German, Australian, American. Yeah.
Yes.
He's very happy now that he's permanent resident in this country. So it's worked out for him and his wife.
It's talking about all the different boys that he's been doing training with and support and all of that. He's commenting on a few plays.
Yeah, he's so grateful to be here and just to give back to the baseball community. He said when he was growing up, he wished he had somebody like him to help him with baseball. So I think that's what drives him with all the kids.
So Jordan gets on base there with a hard hit ball to third base, brings up Nick Hawkins now with a runner on first. So yes, obviously I've been involved with Donald through the field booking at Pine Hill, so I know he's been quite active over there doing the Bennett's Academy. Also has these development games on a Sunday, so if you're bored on a Sunday and want to go and watch some more baseball, so there's some games on this weekend. So there's 2 games on. They're playing a doubleheader. So first game kicks off about 10 a.m. I believe at Pine Hill. So Bennett's sort of future squad are playing against the BQ under 18 development squad. So some extra games there for those players, some extra development. So if you want to see some more baseball, those games will be on. Just another opportunity for these young kids.
I hear the Bandits future squad went quite well last weekend.
Not that you're biased or anything.
Not at all. I want them all to be good.
Fair enough.
We need them all.
Well, we're looking at the Bandits starting in December, is that right?
Yeah, so they've pushed back to around about December 15, just depending on where the vaccination rates end up. I think Queensland's target is about November 13 or something to get to the 70% or
I heard on the radio today we're at
80%.
61%, I think, at the moment. I heard on the radio on the way in. So
hopefully we get that done. I mean, everybody needs to realise that once they do open up, the unvaccinated rate of infection is going to go up. So it's going to sound worse than what it probably is. But we can't all live in a cave for the rest of our lives. And I think everybody's been locked up far too long
I think
now.
it's actually really exciting that we can still have baseball at the moment. So it's really fantastic to have something to look forward to as well.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Hey, so go get vaccinated, everybody, so we can watch
We've
more
been
baseball.
pushing that message.
So that would be really helpful if we could just do that.
Yeah. Well, once they do that, they should be able to open up the state borders and baseball should be on.
Definitely. Well, we're looking forward to it, that's for sure.
So stolen base there from Jordan on hit and run. 3-2 count here on Nick Hawkins.
It's been some good hits tonight.
Some really great with that one out in the right field, out the fence.
So Nick
Amazing.
just swinging over that one, makes that one out now and brings up the pitcher. We have Oscar Hyde.
So
yeah.
with a runner on second and it being 3-2, they really want to try to get this one around.
Get a second insurance run here.
Yeah.
Couple of good hits by Smith and Baker.
Yep.
Come on, Oscar.
So as I mentioned there before, Oscar's one of the members of the World Series team. I think it was 5 or 6 years ago. They went over to America, part of the Gold Coast team that won the Little League Nationals here in Australia, and then went over to the Little League World Series and represented Australia.
So do you watch these guys and think, I'll keep an eye on those guys? For later?"
Absolutely, we watch them all. I mean, they're a long way from being in a highly competitive state, but
Until there's a retirement from last week, when we get the names eventually out of you.
not yet. But just to give them the opportunity to come through and get that experience. You look at Aaron Whitefield, turned up as a 19-year-old, and we gave him as much as he could handle, and he just kept getting better in the first year till the second year he was a starting player. Third year he was off and running as one of the best players in Australia. So he started early, and that can happen. So we've got to give them all the opportunity to see what comes out of it.
And Oscar just swing over that one there for a strikeout, makes that the second out of the innings, brings up Quinlan Blaskovich.
So it was a bit of a disappointment that the Australian baseball team couldn't go to the Olympics.
Yeah, that was very disappointing.
I was like, can't we just get a Queensland team together and send them over? I'm sure we could do it.
The logistics behind that and the cost was just terrible.
It was
People
becoming
don't understand.
exponential, yeah.
The flights themselves, to get the team into Mexico to play on the day, they would have flown, done their vaccinations, done their quarantine, flown into Mexico, and the day they landed, they would have had to start playing. And then even if they won it all, they'd have to fly back to the States, wait 4 days, get their tests to get back to Australia, and then quarantine for 2 weeks. And they would have missed the Australian Olympic flights out to Japan, so that would have been an additional cost. And they would have arrived in Japan either on the day or the day after that baseball started. So
Yeah.
the logistics killed it in the end. And the cost, it would have cost them another $400,000 or $500,000
Wow.
without the possibility of going.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
insane.
that's why there's a couple of those teams.
It's really
withdrew,
sad
yeah.
because I mean, when you're on the outside and the kids are like, "We're watching the Olympics. Where's our Australian team?" and they don't see that. But now, understanding that's a lot. That's too much.
Well, there was a solution to make it an 8-team
Hmm.
competition at the Olympics, but the IOC said no. And they could have taken the top 6 teams, which would have meant that Taiwan and Australia would have gone, which I believe they both should have gone to the Olympics, being ranked 5th and 6th. And then just add Israel and the Netherlands to the bottom end of it. But nope,
Not to be.
Not to
Not
be.
to be this year.
very sad for the guys that was
Really
their last
worked.
shot.
That's it. They worked hard to be there and stayed in it.
Yeah, and like the next Olympics won't be until 8 years from now in Los Angeles. So some of
Yeah.
those players, their Olympic journey is over.
'Cause, yeah, there's no baseball in Paris,
Right.
so
The next one's at Los Angeles. Yeah.
But is baseball going to be in Brisbane?
Well, that's the key. Yeah,
They better be.
everybody's pushing for that. The
Just wanna say,
WBSC
it
and
really better be.
the Australian Olympic Committee. So
It'd be so good if it was.
we're pretty
Confident?
confident that'll happen.
I hope so. It'd be so good for our kids to actually say that to them. Like, I've got little rookies now that I help coach, and they're like 7. But in 10 years' time, they're going to be these kids, 17. They're going to be out there. They're going to, they're going to be working it. But if you say to a kid in 10 years' time, the Olympics is going to be in your city and you have a chance, they're going to work their butts off. They're going to have so much fun.
And that happens everywhere where the Olympics take place, right? So there's always the hometown advantage.
Absolutely.
And I tell everybody now, whether you're an athlete or you're in business, if you're not positioning yourself right now for the next 11 years,
Yeah.
even
Yes.
kids going to high school or going to university, making sure that they're taking the right path for that journey that the Southeast Corner is going to go on.
Absolutely. It's going to be fantastic. When do they release sports? They don't do that for the next few years or something.
Yeah,
It's normally-
2026.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's either normally
That's
the
right.
two-
I'm already telling the
It's
7-year-olds
normally
it's
two,
in it.
two Olympics
Don't worry about it.
before or just after the 2 Olympics before. So it's either 6 or 8 years.
2026.
Yeah, so it's the 6 or 8 years normally they announce what's coming up.
Yeah. So we're just going to say that anyway for for the little kids, because
Well, the
it is an Olympic sport. Just
the WBSC and MLB, or they're all working together to try and make baseball a fixture of the Olympics, not just a
fill-in, temporary spot. It is
temporary spot.
Yeah. So going into the bottom of the 7th here, so the Yardbirds need at least 1 run to keep the game going. So it's currently they're down by 1, and we have leading off this innings. We have it says here I have Lockie Roberts, but that's not Lockie Roberts batting. That is Dom French batting. So Dom French here is a pinch hitter to lead off the innings.
Especially for the ready towing Yardbirds, right?
So what can you tell me what is in the name Yardbirds? Tell me a little bit about that. Do you know anything?
No idea. I do believe that the founding fathers of the future leagues got together and they looked up all the names for the minor league teams in the United States, and they picked a few out. So I've been told.
Okay.
That's the rumour.
Don't look at me. That was involved in that discussion.
Come on, Glassy, you can tell us.
I was involved in that discussion. So Derek, who's here, was involved in that discussion. So I might grab him afterwards and see if he can answer that question. But just to score up that as well from the other game, so it is currently 7-1 to the Lumberjacks over at Carina.
Wow, they're killing it.
And Dom French strikes out there on an attempted bunt, missing the ball. So it is the first out of this bottom of the 7th.
Lumberjacks will be the first team to go 2 up.
So we have Ryan Woodrow up now.
Yep.
So many lefties in this game.
Yeah.
Lefties everywhere.
They're coming out of the woodwork.
So Ryan Woodrow tonight has a walk, ground double play, and an infield fly. So get a ball in play here, get a runner on. Hopefully we can get some at-bats going through here.
Foul ball straight into the back fence. Made the audience in the stands have a little jump.
Most baseball dads train their kids to be left-handers.
Is there an advantage?
It can be if you make it to the Major League Baseball.
Okay. Yeah.
Financially.
There's an advantage as a pitcher with left-handed because it's. I call it an advantage. Some people call it cheating with their pick-off moves, but.
Oh yeah, with the throwing to first because you have that not really step off. Yeah. There you go. Now I've got Paul back here. Do you want your Luke Skywalker headset back? You might have some questions for Mark.
And a great curveball there from Oscar. That is the strikeout for the second out of the innings. So we have the Yardbirds down to their last out as we welcome Paul back onto the microphone.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. And we're getting close to the end of the game. I've been down the line cleaning up some cabling and recovering a few pieces of equipment that are superfluous at the moment. So that's all tucked away nicely for the night.
Did you find anything to eat, Paul?
I did have a word with a man in the van. That is a good menu down there, isn't it?
Very tasty.
Yeah.
So Jay hits that ball off the lip of the pitcher's rubber.
Great play.
And Luke makes that play at second base.
He made it look easy. Just a little charge in there, but he did a great job.
That is the last out. So we have the final score here. We have the Jetbirds winning 3-2. Jethawks, winning 3-2 over the Yardbirds.
And a nice close game. What a talent that we've seen tonight again. Exhibitions of almost everything. We got the home run over right field side. We're not sure what happened in centre field with either bounce over the fence, we think, because there's no holes under the fence out there. So that was unlucky. That must have been just short of a home run. Well hit balls, but some excellent fielding, and we saw another good pitching exhibition from some of those young guys out there doing a really good job. Their selections, their change of pace, the location of their pitches, all standouts. And they all put in some really good work. Some of them just a short innings. Couple of outs and then out of there again. Good rotation by the coaching staff. Good management all round to protect the players, but also to give them their wings so they can get out there and show their wares.
No, it's been a big step up tonight. Very, very exciting baseball.
Yeah, good to see. I'm looking forward to next weekend when the Assassins turn up here for the first time.
I think everybody is. We haven't seen them yet.
So that'll be good. It'll be excellent to be able to broadcast that game as well for all the Assassins fans out there and family members, of course, and teammates from all around Australia, if not the world. No doubt there's a lot of these kids already have contacts across the world, other parts of the world, which is really good for those people to be able to tune in, especially in the days of restricted travel across Australia. All the relatives, you don't know where they are, all interstate or overseas, they can all tune in and watch the family members participate in a really great sport.
So just one thing, obviously, as you can see on your camera now, so obviously the team have this team chat at the end of the game. They can sort of debrief, talk about what worked, what didn't work, and they can look forward to next week discussing where they're going to go from there. So you got a nice view there on your camera. The team thankfully stood right in front of our camera down the first base line there, so you get a nice view of them at the end here having their team chat to finish the game up.
And on the other side of the coin, the Yardbirds have just posed in front of their dugout for a photo. Team photo. Really good to see. And yeah, they're having their chat now. They've pulled up in front of a little bit further and they've been across in the third base camera, but they're not quite there. So I could go and move them over, but I think I'll leave them.
The uniform should be here next week.
Yeah, we heard that today.
Hopefully uniforms next week, so you'll be able to see the new uniforms coming in. And you'll see these uniforms potentially being used in the other tournaments as well.
We mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we're looking forward for the new uniforms to turn up. So we'd again match the names to the uniforms and the meaning behind the names. We believe they're carefully selected names. And
we dispel that myth.
So we're going to do that next week. If there's nothing, then we'll create it next week, as good broadcasters always do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mark, thanks for joining us. We're going to...
no problem.
I think Tay's all sorted now for the night. So welcome again, Tay, to the broadcast tonight. Good job. And
Thank you.
We'll go even better next week. We'll tune up a few more things, get a few more cables in place and make it a bit more schmick. And so that's it for the night. We've got a good result here, 1-run ball game again. That's what you want, a good close ball game and a good exhibition by all of the players. Thanks, Mark Rudy, for joining us once again.
No problem. Thanks for having me and good night.
Thank you. All right, everybody tune in next week. Tell your friends and family. Sports Broadcasting Australia, tune in through YouTube, watching Baseball.TV by Sports Broadcasting Australia. And look in next week. Thanks for viewing.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Can you